Fact Wednesday. You are on The Good with Dr. Joe. And here's Dr. Joe.
Hello, guys. Thank you so much, Amanda, for that warm welcome. So this is The Good with Dr. Joe, and you're watching, our live podcast. Right now, it's 12 noon Eastern. It's 9 a.m. Pacific. That's California. What's happening in London?
Rush hour.
Rush hour means 5
p.m.
People are going home now. I can tell you that.
Yes.
All right. So we have a great one for you today. But before we start, let me tell you where to catch us. We are on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on where?
iHeartRadio.
We're Amazon, Apple, Google, and all the other social media platforms.
Yeah.
All right. So today we are going to continue our series on business, developing business, and what you need to do to make sure your business succeed. And like I said last time, this is a good time to start a business. If you are thinking about starting a business, this is a good time. A lot of people now are preparing for what they usually do in the beginning of the year. They call it what?
New Year's resolution.
New Year resolutions. You have to start planning it now. You can declare it then, but this is time to start planning for it. All right, so today we're going to be talking more about how to get your business to succeed. We're going to start with Amanda. Amanda, give us some information about what is going on with everything.
Today's hot topics. U.S. consumer price inflation surged again in October. Prices have increased in the last month more than they have since 1990. So everybody's kind of feeling, that hit to the wallet, so to speak.
Actually, I think it is a sign that the economy is bouncing back.
Yeah.
So that's what we all want. Last week, I wanted to do some painting, and guess what? They said there was no paint.
Yeah, the supply chain's still an issue. We know it's still an issue.
That is it there, and a lot of people are working. Every place is sold out. So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
How about Venmo and stuff? What's going on with that?
So PayPal, Venmo, Square, and other third-party electronic payment networks are changing their tax reporting. It goes into effect in January. So business owners are now going to have to report business transactions over $600, and they are going to start taxing those transactions.
Talking about taxing, when you start a business, one of the things you have to pay attention to is the taxes. A lot of people make mistakes in this area. When do you know when to tax? When do you know where to collect tax? How is your tax structure? How are you structuring your business setup so that you don't get into trouble with IRS? First thing you want to do is to make sure you get your tax ID number.
Yeah.
Once you get your business name, you register it and everything, the next thing you do is to get your tax ID number. Whether you're a sole proprietor or a Inc. or partnership or whatever, you need some form of tax identification. The tax ID is your tax identification number. So you could use your Social Security if you're a sole proprietor, or you get a tax ID. It's very simple. To get a tax ID number, you call 1-800-829-4933. That's for business tax information, and also to apply for a tax ID. You can also do it online. www.irs.gov. And get the tax ID. Amanda, you want to tell us a little bit about the history of taxes?
Yes.
As we move into taxes?
And there's so much, guys. I'm going to read it. I
Mm-hmm.
hate to read, but we have so much information here. I'm just going to go through it really quickly. So the first record of organized taxation comes from Egypt around 3000 BC, and it's mentioned in numerous historical sites, including the Bible. So chapter 47, verse 33 of the book of Genesis describes the tax collection practices in the Egyptian kingdom, explaining that Pharaoh would send commissioners to take 1/5 of all grain harvests as tax.
1/5? So it's changed since then. Yeah, it's changed since then, So now I think it's mostly 1/10, But here's one thing. Here's some of the changes you've seen in taxes. Actually, one of the benefits of taxes is to help keep social services going.
Yes. Yes.
amenities like road, railways, and all of
Parks,
that. Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Those are all needed. So
Yeah.
a lot of people sometimes don't really understand, why they pay tax and all that. But here's the thing. If you are tax smart, if you are smart about taxes and you know how to file your benefit and your exclusions, then you are able to limit and reduce your tax liability. Somebody was arguing the other day that the guy who owns Tesla, what's his name? The guy paid less tax.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. They are paying very little, including this guy, Jeff Bezos. They are paying very little on taxes. Why? Because they're taking time to study the tax laws
And structure their business.
So they don't have to pay a lot of taxes.
Right. That's why it's so important when you consider structuring your business,
Mhm.
whether you're going to be a sole proprietorship, whether you're going to be an LLC, because it takes those different tax laws into consideration.
And it is to your benefit that you find the best tax setup for your company. This is why, let me give you a little disclaimer here. We are not your tax advocate. We are not your tax lawyers. We are not your tax. We're not your accountant.
Special is not this is not our expertise.
No, we're just providing you information. So you get your information, then you go talk to the expert,
the
professionals that will direct you the best way that fits your situation. So be sure to do that. See your accountant. And by the way, if you hire an accountant to give you a training on what you should do, whatever you pay is part of your running expenses for your business. So it's tax deductible. So to get that information, get that knowledge. Yes, ma'am. What did you have to tell?
All right, we've got some more information on the history of taxes. So tax practices continued to develop as Greek civilization took over much of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East in the centuries leading up to the Common Era. The Rosetta Stone, a clay tablet discovered in 1799, was a document of new tax laws decreed by the Ptolemaic dynasty in 196 BC.
The long and short of everything she said, right, is that taxes are here to stay.
Yeah. They've been here. They're going to be here.
It's not going anywhere. So you just have to learn to deal with it. Okay?
Yeah.
Deal with it. The taxes go nowhere. All right? So once you start making money, somebody's going to come, whether from Egypt or from the U.S. or somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to come looking for taxes.
Greek Empire, the U.S. We talk about the U.S. How that started. No taxation without representation.
You can run, you can't hide.
Yeah.
You remember what happened to Situation guy on what do you call it, Jersey Shore? He earned a lot of money. Yeah, he earned a lot of money. Yeah.
Okay.
He was sent to prison because he didn't pay his taxes.
Oh, wow.
And the same thing, Wesley Snipes, had the same issue. So don't run away from taxes. Instead, embrace it and see how you can use the tax laws to your benefit. So that's what I'm going to recommend. All right, here's some other taxes you have to think about. You have federal taxes. You also have state taxes. Mm-hmm. And then you have employment taxes. And then you also have your local, state, city, and county taxes. Yes. So you have to find out which of these that you are supposed to be paying, and you need to structure it properly so that you are not making any mistake.
And you can be taxed quarterly and annually.
Yes.
So you have to consider that as well.
Yes. So there are several ways you can opt to do your taxes. You can do, like she said, quarterly, yearly, monthly, however you want to do it. Just find out what works for you and be sure to stick to it. And don't forget, a lot of people want to do under the table. Under the table doesn't work for you because a lot of people missed out of these grants and packages, that came out during the pandemic because people were not properly structured, didn't have their tax structure in place. Some people didn't even have tax IDs and none of that. If you structure properly, there are provisions on the law for you to get your taxes reduced.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the benefits of using a tax ID is professionalism, not bootlegging, like we mentioned before. Yeah. It establishes your business as more than just a side hustle. So that's super, super, super important.
And if you're going to be asking for maybe a loan,
or
grant, so the first thing they're going to do is going to make sure that number one, that you're legit. Number two, that you have some history.
Yes.
And that's part of what we're going to be talking about today, is making sure you have a proper accounting and financial platform or process in place to track all your funds, your cash flow. And essentially your cash flow is just a statement of how much you're bringing in and how much is going out of your business. A lot of banks will need that. Actually, most banks will need that to consider even giving you a loan or working with you as an entity.
Right. And, we definitely will want loans for business growth in the future. And taxpayer identification number also protects your identity. That's another thing we have to think about. It makes it easier to file federal and state taxes. It separates your personal business, your personal finances from your business finances, which is really important. You don't want to mix those two.
That is a very critical thing. A lot of people mix that up, and that is where a lot of people get into trouble, because even if you have a sole proprietorship, you should be able to separate your personal expenses from business expenses.
And you're going to need that taxpayer ID in order to establish those business finances.
It's very, very critical. For those who are starting a new business, want to recognize those who are joining us today, as we see Crown Debbie Beauty. Right, that's Crown.
Yeah, she was with us last week.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Thanks for joining in again.
Thanks for joining. I think I see Laura.
Yes.
Laura is there also. Is rooting for us. We really thank you for supporting.
Thanks for joining in.
And don't forget, also go to our YouTube page and subscribe and like, comment, and then share.
Yes.
So we know that to keep going. So yes, like I was saying, you started your business. It is usually difficult early in to kind of figure out how to organize your accounting. All right. So there are several ways you can do your accounting. One thing I do recommend, though, sometimes, if you can get a free software, there are several of them online that you can get. You can do Excel.
Yeah, Excel.
Excel spreadsheets there. It just helps you organize your spending. And what you want to do as you are spending, enter them into your spreadsheet. Just put them in there. So at the end of the week, at the end of the month, you can analyze and say, okay, this is what I spent on gas. This is what I spent on inventory. This is what I spend on employees, if you have employees. This is what I spend on running around, maybe paying for taxes or permits and things like that. So you're able to organize it, and then you're able to tabulate and know which one are taxable or which one are not tax deductible.
Some bank accounts actually offer that service to categorize your spending. You have to look at it. You have to reconcile your account. To make sure that it's categorized correctly, and then it'll group it into a budget, and it'll show you what you spent in each category. So you can look back over the year and get a really, really good idea of what you're actually spending. So
this is actually really good. That's actually a very good idea.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is that look for your bank. Actually, if you go online and you set up an online account with your bank, so you can log into your bank. You can look at all the services that they provide. Just like she said, you're going to find most of the bank would have a software, accounting software, that will help you organize your business. I know that talking about accounting, talking about taxes can be very boring. That's not a very exciting part of a podcast to talk about. But
it's
trust
necessary.
Me, it's very, very necessary. It's very, very important. It helps you stay out of trouble. All right, so we're running up because of our time. So just before I bring Amanda back on, I want to remind you what we're going to be talking about next week. So next week, we're going to be talking about some common problems that new businesses face and how to deal with some of those problems that you face when you start your business.
Which is so important because we need to know what to expect and how to overcome those issues. Because it's not going to be all cupcakes and roses. I mean, we would like to think that it is. And owning a business is definitely, fulfilling. It is.
Yes.
But, we need to anticipate. Yes, anticipate.
You have to anticipate. You have to be prepared. And you have to have possible solutions for issues that may be coming your
Sure.
way.
Yeah.
Also, next week, we're also going to talk about how to attract more clients to your business, ways to get more your business to attract more customers and things like that. And also, we can also review what to expect, like on the first month of business. What do you expect? That discourages people a lot of times. The first month, if things are not going up to speed 60, you can't just go from 0 to 60. So
it takes time.
It takes time. It takes time. All right. So Amanda, you have anything else for us before with that?
No, I think that pretty much covers, a brief history of taxes and, the benefits of taxes.
The protection of taxes,
Yes.
and also how to get your taxes done.
Yes.
You get your tax ID.
Yes.
And so on and so forth. Just know that tax is not going anywhere. It's going to be here for a while. So let's embrace it.
Yeah, and just refer to irs.gov.
Yes.
If you have any questions about what is a taxpayer identification, what are the different types, why do I need them, you can always access irs.gov.
Yes, IRS, if they can't answer it, they'll refer you to your private tax accountant. Yeah. All right, so this is where to find us. We are on Spotify, YouTube,
Instagram, Facebook, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Apple, and Google.
And join us every Wednesday at 12 noon on Instagram.
Yep, like, comment, subscribe. Jesus loves you. Don't forget.
Amen to that. All right, thank you so much. And by the way, next week also we're going to bring you some ideas on how to prepare for Thanksgiving.
Woo!
Thanksgiving anyway.
Getting excited about the holidays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista. Bye.
Bye.